does someone mistreat you repeatedly, cross your boundaries, slowly rewrite your reality, and then the moment you defend yourself, you become the abuser? The moment you stand up for yourself, the moment you speak for yourself, you become the abuser. Because when that flip happens, it doesn't just hurt, it destabilizes you. And that destabilization is not accidental. You find yourself replaying your tone, your words, your facial expressions. You ask yourself, did I go too far? Was I harsh? Am I toxic? That confusion is strategic. And here is what I learned from experience, and I learned it the hard way. Some people don't enter relationships to meet you, they enter to manage you, to position you, to benefit from you. And if you're a woman, especially in marriage, there can be an unspoken entitlement layered into it. The belief that by choosing you, marrying you, claiming you, you now exist in reference to them. Not sovereign, not fully separate, but as extension of their needs, their comfort, their ego, their identity, their image. And when someone sees you as extension, your autonomy feels like malfunction. And the thing is, in the beginning, you don't see it. And that's the trap. You think it's adjustment. You think it's compromise. You think love requires sacrifice. Yes, it does. So you bend. You soften your opinions. You swallow your discomfort. You shrink your tone. You take responsibility for their moods. You overfunction to prevent explosions. In fact, you literally measure the temperature of the room before you speak. You rehearse your words. And you don't even realize you're disappearing. Because it's not dramatic, it's erosion. Then comes the moment that changes everything. There is always a breaking point. Everybody has got their limits. Maybe it's betrayal, the humiliation. Maybe it's one sentence that makes your nervous system say no more. And then when that switch flips, you speak differently, you stand differently. You say, this is not okay. I'm not going to take it anymore. You know, and when this starts happening, here is a part nobody warns you about. This is when they say you've changed. This is when they call you disrespectful. This is when they say you do not have home training. This is when they say you're hurting them. Not because you became abusive, but because you became unmanageable. To someone who relies on control, your self-definition, your agency, your free will feels like aggression. To someone entitled to your compliance, your boundary feels like punishment. To someone who builds a system around your silence, your voice feels like attack. So they flip the narrative. You need to understand that the moment you stop participating in your own subjugation, in your own abuse, in your own diminishment, the system experiences loss. And instead of processing it as loss, it reframes it as injury. But you're not harming anyone. You don't say, I can't control you anymore, but you are harming me. That reversal protects their ego. It preserves their image and it shifts the spotlight. Now the focus is your tone, your anger, your withdrawal, your boundaries. Your reaction becomes the headline. The original harm becomes irrelevant. And that is how survivors get trapped in self-doubt. So, but I need to say this clearly. A person pushed to their psychological edge will react. A nervous system under prolonged stress will protest. A human being cornered long enough will push back. It's a natural response. That reaction is not the origin of the abuse. It is evidence of it. But do not let anyone weaponize your survival response as proof that you are the abuser. Especially when your crime was speaking up, setting a boundary, refusing disrespect, or leaving the environment entirely. You did not become abusive. You became aware. You became unwilling. You became unavailable for distortion. And that is threatening to anyone who benefited from your self-abandonment. If you are still questioning yourself, ask better questions. Who is shrinking first? Who is apologizing first? Who is carrying the emotional labor? Who is afraid? Who is walking on eggshells? That tells the real story. You are not perfect, right? Nobody is. None of us are. But imperfection is not abuse. Having a breaking point is not abuse. Having limits is not abuse. Reclaiming yourself is not violence. it is sovereignty. And sometimes when you reclaim yourself inside a system built on your silence, it will feel like war. It is war, but it is actual freedom. God bless you.